Hello and welcome to programming. To get started, we're going to go to processing.org and click on download, and from the download page it will send you to the appropriate download for your operating system. I am working on a Apple Silicon Mac, so it's giving me that option. If I was using an Intel Mac, I would use the Intel version. If I'm using Windows or Linux, it would send me to the appropriate platform. So once you have downloaded it, then you are going to unzip, extract, or whatever your platform requires. And on the Mac, we can see that it will then open up this disk image, and I can just simply drag into my applications folder, which I have already done. And then when we launch processing for the very first time, it's going to, on a Mac, give me a security option of, hey, are you sure you want to open it? And I will say, yes, I want to open it. Then we wait for that to happen. We get the get started. I'm not going to look at that message. I don't need it right now. And with that, we are ready to start programming. The first thing that you should always do is you should save. It always creates a sketch based on the date, so we can see it is the year 2025, it's the 8th month and 19th day. This is sketch A. If I create a second one, it'll be B, C, D, whatever. And this is where we're going to be able to write our code, and then we can hit the run button to see our code run. So the advantage of using something like processing is it's a self-contained environment for doing our coding, so that we're not working with problems that we could have with browser inconsistencies, going between a code editor and a web browser, and or other things. So it allows us to just focus on mastering some of the foundational concepts of coding, and as we advance our skills in programming, then we will look at how we can take what we have done here inside of processing and work with it in an actual live environment. Because what we're doing right now, we're creating small Java programs. So processing is a subset of Java, the Java programming language, which is not related to JavaScript. They just share the same word of Java, but that's a story for a different day. Now, I am going to modify mine to make it a little bit easier for people to read while I am coding, so I will make my code at a larger size so we can see the code happening here. So with this, we can start typing some code. So before we get too into writing the code, one thing we will probably want to do is to save our program. So we can save our program by going under the File menu and choosing Save. You can also see on the Mac it has a keyboard shortcut of Command S. On Windows it would be Control S. So I can choose that, and when we install processing, it also creates a processing folder inside our documents folder, so we can see that it's there. And with that, I am going to now name this sketch, and I'm going to just call this first program. Now when we're naming our programs, we want to use letters, numbers, underscore, and hyphen, and avoid any special characters and spaces in our file names. This is part of the convention of how we need to name files when we're creating content for the web, and in pretty much all programming environments we see that as a necessity to avoid putting spaces in our file names. So I can click Save, and it saves it. We can see it's now saved there. If I go into my files, I will see that when I saved it, it didn't just save a file, but it actually saved a folder, and that folder has a file within it. That file, it's a processing document, the PDE. There's the name I typed in. The name of the file and the name of the folder have to match, and it is case sensitive. So if I change the name here or change the name here, it will then break it and make it unable to run without me having to then correct that mistake. So don't change it. If you change the name here, change the name of the folder as well. That's really important. When you are submitting assignments, you can click on folders and right click and choose compress. That will make a zip that you can then upload. Don't upload the file, but always upload a zip of the project folder. And if you are on Windows, you would choose send to compressed archive to perform the same operation. So if I choose that, we can see it creates a zip file. That zip file is what you will submit as a homework assignment. So within this first program, I'm just going to close these windows. We don't need those open anymore.